Hey, welcome back to Strixhaven. I am Emerson. I am your DM for this evening, and these are our wonderful players Trent, Dylan, Deja, Emily, Carly, and Melody. Their character names are the names in all capitals, and you can see all of their characters on our little screen here. The last time we met up with everyone, we were going through the first semester at Strixhaven College of Magic. That's not its official name, but it is a college full of magic. Um, but, oh yes, I did miss a week because I was moving to a new place. You'll see my background is rather bare, but it is my new place. It's really nice. My cat is afraid of everything. Well, that's a lie. She's actually really great with the place. But I'm now living with Emily, and she's not happy when Emily is in the house. But she's happy whenever she's not. There she is. You'll probably see her hop up on the bed at some point. But she's just yeah, this is not about my cat. Sorry. I'm a cat dad, so I'll just talk about it forever. But yeah, so we're into a new place. Internet's faster, all this fun stuff. And we are ready to dive back into our game. So, what we've been doing recently is after uncovering and effectively shutting down to an extent, an Auric plot on campus, and getting an Auric kind of on your side, arguably kind of blackmailing them. You guys have managed to kind of get an insider in the Auric organization, who promised to let you guys know if any of their activities are going to endanger anyone. And then so that you guys can kind of intervene. You have the feeling now, having spent a couple months with her post-reveal, as your friendships kind of have grown stronger, and some of you can actually call Aurora, our Auric agent, at least some version of a friend at this point. You get the feeling that she actually will probably tell you if plan will endanger individuals. But you also know that she's still quite loyal to the Auric. But obviously that loyalty, she's also loyal to her friends, whom you, or at least most of you, seem to count as now. We've been going through the semester as by stopping her, and she was the one mainly behind these Eldritch Balm corruptions around campus. You guys have kind of stopped a lot of the crazy goings on. There have still been tales of Eldritch Balm on campus, but it tends to be in unpopulated areas and things like that. You all have been taking classes, getting to know schedules, extracurriculars, your fellow classmates, all that. Last session, Nim spoke with Tavash, one of the professors who has a lot of information on Demagoths, the beings that Nim has as a patron, one of them, and discovered a little bit about both how Demagoths work, theoretically how souls and positive and negative planes work, as well as that apparently it was someone else who originally made Nim's pact, not Nim themselves. Meaning Nim is a product of some familial dealing with a Demagoth.
That's some bullshit.
It is
That
some
sucks.
bullshit.
I guess I didn't see that part.
Well, I will say kudos to Melody for just going with stuff, because I kind of presented a choice to her that we hadn't really talked about with her backstory as a kind of yes or no with the implication. She was pretty on point with understanding what the implication would mean. And she went with the one that definitely made the narrative a lot more interesting. So I'm happy about it. It allows me... Exactly.
Always choose strong.
So kudos to Melody for making some awesome choices last session. I will say I don't remember if I gave you inspiration for that, but either way, I'd like to now if you don't have it.
Thank you.
Because you made some really good choices there. Same with
Thanks.
Deja, because Kay was very much so exploring kind of her magic, getting more comfortable feeling emotions, and met a new friend as well, a young kid who lives on campus theoretically. He seemed kind of Quandrix adjacent, and you got his name, but that's about all you know. His name's Animo. And yeah, so that was a great scene as well. We also had some amazing scenes with everyone else. Riza made up a bit with, oh my God, with Aurora, you know, the character I've been talking about. Giuseppe has a crush on Aurora and was asking for aid with everyone, which led to a very interesting encounter with Xanther Bowen. Who was teaching you guys how to kiss, how consent is key, and then, of course, kissed Imogen right as Rubina came out. And Rubina, Imogen's rival, has been kind of laying claim to Xanther, so it's just yet another way to piss her off. And then, of course, Nim kind of got mad for some reason, not really understanding his emotions, but like found himself very mad at Xanther. But yeah, so lots of very fun things happened last session. We also had Evelina making some pottery, getting to know a cool pottery dude bro. And yeah, we had a lot of fun excursions. But the fun has only just begun, because we are going to start off this session with more of these fun scenes. But first and foremost, why don't we focus on the academia? After all, we are roughly halfway through the school year. Not school year, semester.
Wait, this is a school?
God damn it.
We're not just hanging out.
I almost
partying?
answered that. I almost yes, it is. But
okay, Mavinda.
To start us off, as we are about halfway through, it's time for midterms. So this means we're going to do another test. You guys haven't had the opportunity to use your other test, student dice, which is totally fine, but that means you guys get to hold on to them a bit longer. Your extracurriculars also give you student dice, but your extracurricular student dice are going to refresh with every test we take. So the 2 skills you have from your extracurriculars, if you use those student dice, they're going to be gone, but then when we take another test, kind of another marker of time passing, you'll get those back. That's one of the benefits you get from having an extracurricular as opposed to spending the time studying, which gets you benefits on these tests, right? So, first and foremost, before we start our tests and whatnot, we always have to figure out how invested people are in it. So, for this particular, English is hard. For this particular test, this is in our magical physiologies course, taught by the one and only Dryad Varelda Lang. And you guys...
didn't we do hers last time?
Yeah, we took a test for her already.
Yes. So, you're right.
I thought it was going to be the other guy.
Yes, yeah, you're right.
Magical ethics.
Yeah, I was on the wrong... I wasn't on the wrong page. I was reading the first test.
You were tested?
I was reading the first test again.
We were being tested.
Yes, it was a test and you passed. Okay. So your second shared class is the Strixhaven, effectively the rules and regulations. It teaches you about various magical restrictions, why Strixhaven exists, and why they do things the way they do things. Aurora actively refers to it as the Strixhaven propaganda course, because ultimately it is. That doesn't mean that it's bad, but it very much so is talking about why the way Strixhaven does things is good and necessary, right? Why they regulate magic, why they have rules, why the only legal way to learn magic is at their school, etc., etc. Also, how they enforce these restrictions through economic sanctions and the rare, though not unheard of, military intervention. So, this course is mainly about that. It also teaches you kind of the do's and don'ts of on-campus life as well. Think of it as almost a like a political science course, but specifically about magic and how it interacts with everyday life. So your teacher is Nils. How about we move on over to the library so that we can just set the scene for where your classes take place, as this does take place in the library. And I will also pull back up our man, Nils, so that you can see who your professor is. I don't know why just occasional words I say with another voice, but you know what? Here we are. In this class, along with you, is Aurora and Quintilius. So you do, because Aurora, she's gotten a little bit more comfortable with you. So at this point, she will do the occasional kind of eye roll and look at you guys when they say certain statements that like everyone can tell is kind of a little pro Strixhaven, right? In a way that's like there's probably more to that story, but we're just American history.
They're like, you're a terrorist as well.
Yeah, exactly. So she'll do it with the like raised eyeball of like, see, this is why, like almost like trying to convince you guys a little bit without saying anything, but like I'm gonna bring your attention to this because that's sus kind of thing. That's not the hotkeys to show. What is it? Shift X? Shift Z. First try. This again is Nils, the man, the myth, the legend. He is again described as being he calls himself an optimist, but the problem is that he's constantly disappointed. So he's kind of got like tired teacher energy, where like he cares about his students, but like they just constantly do shit. So he's just exhausted and like always disappointed. He definitely keeps a very watchful eye on Nim. You get the feeling that Nim has a kind of pseudo probation officer, and that is Nils. That being said, Nim tested very well in the first round of tests. Because again, we only did one test, but those were how you guys did for all of your classes in that first round of testing, right? So,
can I just say,
yes,
Nils looks like a boring Santa Claus nobody would like. He's got like his shitty list, and he's checking it twice.
Oh my god. You're not wrong, and I hate it. But fuck. He's like middle-aged Santa. He's not old Santa. He took Santa
and he took Christmas and made it boring. Yeah.
This is like if Jack Frost ran Christmas. Isn't that the plot of like the Santa Claus 3 or something like that?
I just feel like this guy's totally a capitalist. Capitalism. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But yeah. So he's definitely one of those teachers that is nice if you follow his rules, but like also has no patience for nonsense, right? So like if you're talking in his class, he will snap and like send you outside, like, that kind of like, oh, well, you didn't want to pay attention, so you can leave, you're just like no chill. But again, as long as you don't test him, he's a great teacher. he will, at least to the best of his ability, try and address both sides of an argument. So even if it is propaganda, he'll still try and touch on things where he can. So for the most part, he's a good teacher. You're learning your stuff. Again, the core, everything boils down to the idea that magic caused the great calamity that ended the previous age. And so the 5 founder dragons at the in the rubble of the previous age rebuilt Strixhaven as a haven for magical learning, so that if they can focus magic and help regulate it, they can prevent the catastrophe, the calamity, from ever happening again. So the core idea is that Strixhaven exists to regulate magic and to teach magic. Because if they had just outlawed magic and tried to enforce that, that would never have worked. So instead, you direct it in the proper direction, right? Same thing with why necromancy isn't illegal, but is instead something that is highly regulated. Because then you can teach someone how to use the tool instead of just outlawing it overtly, even if some consider it to be unethical. And again, this is the philosophy of the 5 founding dragons, each of which each college is named after. They have a first name as well, but the last name of the dragon is the name of the college. And they, how the school is set up is there's the deans, there's also the speaker. The speaker is effectively the president of the college. You guys saw him at the orientation, or a projection of him. He's a man with a blindfold on. He very much so had kind of dad energy with some puns, but also a bit... Here, let me see if I can pull up his artwork again, because just a quick reminder of him isn't a bad idea. Of course I can't, so let me find him in this other list. But again, he serves as a speaker for the dragons, because the 5 dragons are still alive, and they are technically the ones in charge of the school, but they've delegated is a term. Oh no, is the cat behind me? Yeah, she's in her bed. That's fine. I saw. Okay, yeah. Yep, she's a loaf. But so the 5 dragons no longer directly control the school, even though technically they are in charge of it. They have the speaker who speaks on their behalf, and all the deans of the colleges ultimately make the decisions. Think of it as like a small senate, almost. With the speaker serving as kind of the tiebreaker and kind of final veto. So again, it's kind of a political science class because they talk about that structure and all of that as well. Also about like the last time the founding dragons were seen all together was blah, 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 you know, all that kind of history as well. Where is he? Apparently not here. Love that. Love that for me. But yeah, okay. He's just gone now forever. So your first test. Yeah, poli-sci, the bane of my college existence. Yeah, that's valid. I had a really cool poli-sci teacher, to be honest, but yeah. You know what? Yeah, fuck it. You didn't need to see what he looks like. Taiva, there he is. Found him. First try. Again, apologies for that. Taiva is going to be pulled up on our Roll20 momentarily. So this is what the voice of the founder, sorry, not speaker, Voice of the Founders. You saw him once, but it was kind of a projection of him in water during the orientation. And he gave you guys a cool riddle to help you guys solve stuff. Seemed very proud of the puns in the riddle. But he ultimately is someone that even his projection exuded magical power. And yeah, so he's currently the voice of the Founders. Director Taiva. Again, you don't meet him, but you hear a lot about him. Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. He looks like he knows everything, but he's chill about it. That's absolutely the vibe you get from him. Or at least from how he's been explained. Another thing, however, that the
Andy has time to go to the gym.
Yeah, right? Honestly. Another thing that is spoken about briefly is someone known as the Oracle. Now, this is something that you all have probably heard in passing throughout your life. It's almost like a a good way to think of it is like swearing to someone, right? Like in the Queen's name, and oh, sorry, rest in peace. But you know what I mean, right? Like, sorry, Deja's face is what broke me. Deja's reaction, I'm sorry. But again, it's that kind of thing how like a public figure that someone might reference kind of in casual passing, but you may never know what that figure ever did, right? It's just there's someone you reference. Kind of like someone may say like, use God's name in vain, you know, that kind of stuff. But in this case, it's the Oracle. The Oracle is an individual who is typically the director, the voice of the Founders. It's the next job after that, if that makes any sense. The Oracle is no longer directly associated with the college. Instead, the Oracle is associated with effectively being a living repository for arcane knowledge. It's their job to kind of embody what Strixhaven knows and has learned, and also to kind of maintain balance. The 5 founding dragons felt that having one individual whose sole job it is to focus on this kind of balance would be better than just their limited perspectives, because each of the dragons are so hyper focused on their own fields of study that they know that they are biased towards them. So instead, there's this Oracle, who is also the only one who interacts with strange beings known as archaics. These archaics don't matter too much, but they are, again, kind of like a boogeyman that you've heard about. They're not necessarily evil, but they're like a 45-foot tall skyscraper of a creature that just wanders through the wilderness. So if you end up running across one, you don't stop it. If it steps on your house is gone. You know what I mean? So it's more of just kind of a boogeyman in the sense of like it's a force of nature, like an earthquake is a boogeyman. But they apparently are kind of another part of this arcane knowledge. So the Oracle and these archaics kind of work together as a living repository for knowledge, including knowledge that is not, quote, legal, because it is still important that that knowledge is known by someone, so that when that route is being traced, it can be stopped. And they feel as though it being within the Oracle is safer than it being within certain repositories in Strixhaven proper. Sorry, this is a lot of lore that I'm just throwing at you. Most of it you don't really have to remember off the top of your head, obviously. If it becomes plot relevant, I'll bring it up again. But it is just to give you an idea of what this class is talking about, right? Don't stress because you weren't taking notes or anything like that. Like, you're fine. But I will show you an image of the oracle because right now it is a old woman known as Jazdi. Now, Jazdi, again, is a very mysterious woman. No one really talks to her, sees her, or anything. She's arguably just as elusive as the founder dragons themselves. And this is what Jazdi looks like.
Ooh.
She's super cool. We like Jazdi, theoretically. The course is just very pro Jazdi. Which brings us to our test. The test is presenting to you various situations and how you might approach solving them or what the legal process is for them. Yeah, she does look like she gives good hugs, and I also stand by that. You're absolutely right. So knowing what you need to study for this test, how about we dive into if you guys did study, right? So I know right off the bat that Evelina has an extra study session in their day. So Evelina's going to have advantage on your study checks, like we've done before. I believe you're the only one whose schedule is set up that way, if I am remembering correctly. Oh, and Riza, thank you. So both of you guys will have advantage on these study checks. Everyone else, as a reminder how this works, you guys are going to name a skill that you guys are using to help you study. So it could be performance because you came up with mnemonics to help you remember key terms. It could be history because you're digging through books. Investigation because, all those kinds of different things. Just tell me what it is. If you beat the DC, you'll get a reroll in your actual test phase. If you do not study much, but you're still trying to study, you'll be able to make these study rolls with disadvantage. If you're not studying at all, you will not get these study rolls, which means you will not get rerolls. And then the test itself, as a reminder, are skills that you do not know what they are going to be, that I will ask you for a check. If you beat the hidden DC, you're good. If you don't, you didn't do as well. You have 2 checks. You lose both checks, you failed the test. You lose 1 check, you passed, you got kind of a C, but nothing spectacular. You pass both checks, you aced it. You can also choose to do a sleight of hand and a deception check to cheat the test. But if you fail, you're caught. So you want to make sure you at least get a passing grade, which means at least one of them succeeds. You can also cheat on individual checks, but if you cheat on in other words, decide to just do a sleight of hand instead of whatever check I tell you. But if you choose to cheat on only one of the 2 checks, if you fail that particular check, you're going to be caught cheating. So it's a bit riskier. If you're going to cheat, just cheat all out, pretty much. So, again, I will tell you what the DC is for studying, but I will not tell you what the DC is for the test, but know that it is always higher. So our studying DC now, it was a 10, is now going to be a 12. So this is a harder test, which also means, it's a midterm. We're seeing how we go here.
Question.
Yes.
What if we fail our test?
There are ramifications, but in general, first things first, 1 failed test is kind of academic probation. You need to make sure you pass your next test.
What if you're already on academic probation?
So it's you essentially won't
You're
get
expelled.
No, you essentially won't get credit for the semester.
You have to
so you'll have to retake the semester.
The entire semester?
It is. Remember, we're only doing one test to symbolize how you're doing in all of your classes. So,
you're failing all of your classes,
you're not doing well in your classes. Doesn't mean you're failing all of them. You could be in lore. We could say one of your classes you're acing, right? Because you're super focused on it. Because if you're failing these classes, we want to come up with a narrative reason why, right? So maybe you're hyperfixating only on your necromancy class and ignoring everything else. So you have to get pulled. I'm using you as an example, yes. So you have to get pulled aside, and they're like, "Look, a good wizard is well-rounded," you know.
That's gonna be awkward as fuck.
But again, failing a test is not the end of the world. It's arguably more of a narrative moment than anything else. It's kind of, it gives us some fun options. Tests will become much harder.
Someone's gonna fail this. I can feel it.
Yes. Tests are gonna keep getting much harder. By the end of the 4th year, we're going to have very high DCs for these tests.
DC 25.
Okay. Hopefully not that high.
Thesis, bitch.
But yeah, it is kind of that idea. It's like we're going to eventually get to the thesis, and it's going to be something crazy. But once we get further along, as you guys become more specialized, the test skills will be more focused on skills you are good at. So right now it's GEs, so I'm randomly choosing skills. Give or take. So first and foremost, the tests are like my favorite fucking part. So there are 3 tests.
Stressful.
I will tell you now, there are 3 tests per semester. Starting test, midterm, and then final. Yeah. So let's go in reverse order, because I always start with Trent. Melody, I know, I'm sorry. I'm saying reverse order on the screen, not...
this is funny. I went last time as well, and I was like, I'm gonna fucking fuck with my friends, so you'll see what happens this time.
Oh, no.
Okay.
This was a mistake. I forgot that you went last. Whatever, Melody, are you studying for this test?
For this class?
Yes.
This is for the ethics and magic class.
Yeah, and again, keep in mind that this is also symbolizing just all your classes, right?
Okay.
But we are focusing on this. So yeah.
Put the cameras on that class.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good way to put it. It's because if I had to do tests for all of you in different classes, it would be a nightmare. So we're just doing a collective class.
This is the last class that Nim is thinking about, for sure.
Yes!
If he gets time, maybe he'll look over his notes, but probably not. He's looking at his other classes, if anything.
Okay, but you are still kind of studying at least other classes. You're not like just
other
straight
classes.
up. Yeah, you're not just straight up slacking off. Yeah, that's totally fine. For the sake of this symbolizing more than just this class, I'm still going to have you roll a study die. But you're not going to get it with advantage or anything like that because you're not studying, right? Cool. But what skill do you think Nim is using mainly when he's studying just for classes as a whole?
For classes as a whole?
Yeah, or this one, you know, there's a test tomorrow, so day of you're doing a quick flashcard thing, or I don't know. Lilith?
Yeah.
She's grooming.
I guess performance.
Performance. How are you using performance?
You know what? Let's instead go. Well, I don't know. I guess let's use deception then, because he's like trying to pull a fast one on Nils by just trying to take this test without studying.
Yeah, let's do that. I love that.
Does that kind of work?
Yeah, that totally works. We'll totally count that. And again, remember, you can cheat on tests as well, which is deception.
He doesn't want to cheat on it.
Yeah, also Nils is... I want you to cheat on Nils's test, specifically you. But that doesn't mean you should.
I know.
Yeah, okay. Let's roll that deception.
All right.
DC 12. Let's see how we do when it comes through.
Oh, damn.
One of these days.
It's going.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, that is a 22. So yeah, you are that annoying person who studies the night before, lies and say you were studying the whole time, but anyone who's friends with you knows that you weren't. and then like somehow just still knows it all. So like so like everyone's just mad at you because you didn't put in any work, but you're like fine. Okay, so you will have one reroll for the actual tests proper. Next up, right. Evelina. So you have advantage on this roll. Again, if you land a crit proper on this, you'll get 2 rerolls. But only a crit. Yeah. So what skill do you want to use for this test? I'm assuming you're studying. Again, you can choose not to.
Evie would be prepared. She would want to.
Yeah, Evie would absolutely study.
But... let's see. There's nothing in it, but I think maybe performance because I'm thinking maybe she wants to do like a study group and like get people together. Say, what would you do this?
I like it
in this situation.
I love it. Arguably market research. Got that. Not market research. Whatever. Yeah, roll it. Sorry, English is hard.
Okay.
What is it called? Oh my god, not market research. When like you're interviewing, I don't know, the sociology thing. Okay. Well, the first one was a 5, but the second one is an 18. So that is a success, which means you also have a reroll. Next is Giuseppe. How is Giuseppe studying? Are they studying?
Giuseppe would definitely be studying. Definitely.
Cool.
Okay, let me get my...
What skill is Giuseppe using to study?
Oh gosh. Which one is the highest?
Literally just yeah.
Well, perception. Can I use perception?
Yeah, absolutely. That's paying attention in class. You're absolutely.
Sweet. That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna roll it. I'm rolling it.
18. That is also a success. So you have one reroll. Next up is Kay. Is Kay studying?
Yes. Kay is studying and she's going to use acrobatics because she's studying like with the gymnastics team. So like while practice, they're studying together to get it in like their mind and body, hopefully.
I love that. And we'll definitely do a gymnastics team scene this session as well.
Whoa.
We were holding off on it because Syntax is also part of the gymnastics team, so we wanted to make sure that both of you were here. That is a 16. That is a success. I want you guys not to succeed, but everyone's doing fine, and it's annoying. But good job. Good job. Ryza, you get advantage on this because you have a study session. Dude, Jerry missed the last test too. He's gonna have to test alone again.
Wow.
Yeah, you don't get out of the test just because you missed it. Yeah, so what is Ryza doing?
Fail. You didn't show up.
Oh my god. I mean, that can be an option, but that'll be a choice, not a... Yeah, okay. Sorry, continue?
Ryza's we're gonna roll a perception check because she was definitely taking notes and paying attention to class. She's got like 4 different highlighters and like 7 different ready to take them.
Okay, perception. Go for it. Okay, nice. So the first one is a 20. Roll again because if you crit, it would be nice.
That would be nice.
That was not a crit, but the first one was a 20, so you are good. You have a reroll. Last, but certainly not least, the one I'm most apprehensive about, Trent, what is Syntax doing?
Well, surprisingly, they're paying really fucking hard attention in this class.
Oh no.
I know.
Gotta know what laws you're technically not breaking.
Yeah. They're not going to bring it up and be like, I need to know how the law works, but they need to know how the law works.
Like Nils is a little concerned that you're paying that much attention, that kind of vibe. I love it.
It's like Elle Woods by the time. Oh my god, it's Elle Woods when she's doing the fucking song where she's like, objection because of this. It's so stupid. Oh my gosh. So Syntax doesn't know how to study. They didn't go to school before this, so all they're doing is just like rereading the section of the book over and over again until they think they could memorize. They don't know about really notes or like bullet points. They're just gonna read it over and over again, and we'll see if that works. I don't know if that'll be like a history check.
I think history is probably the best.
Yeah.
If there's another one that you want to use,
that's fine. No. It doesn't matter. I don't care what the skill is.
A reading skill. I'm kidding. No, go for it.
Skill.
History.
Clicked it.
I'd argue investigation could also work for that, but
they're both the same.
Wait. Did Jerry just show up to compliment Melody and then peace the fuck out? I mean, it's true, but still. Okay. Roll it, Trent.
It's a 17.
A 17 is a success. Don't worry about it.
Is Jerry watching? Why
he is.
Playing?
Because he's probably at work. That's a lie. No, he's not. He is a
game,
very good worker. He's not watching this while at work. I promise. He just is otherwise preoccupied. It's Bartholomew is what his name is actually short for. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Yes, that is a 17. It didn't pop up in our roll 20, but that is not un problem. Why did I say it like that? That was a problem. But no, 17 is a pass. So everyone has a replay.
Wow.
Reroll.
Replay.
I have that song from like 2011 playing in my head. Replay. Shouty is like a melody. Okay. Okay, I can't believe I know those lyrics still.
We all do. Okay.
Yeah. I hate when you a day like an iPod stuck up. I wonder how many people don't know what an iPod is anymore.
Don't talk about shit like that.
Okay. That's valid. Test time. This wasn't supposed to take like an hour. But here we are. This is fine.
An hour. It is an hour. Fucking
I know it is. We started late too, so it's only really been like 40 minutes or so, but still. That's more than it would be. Now to your test. Your first question is going to be a multiple choice question, where it is presenting to, it's one of those like, which of these is not a sanctioned activity? Or like a sanctioned use of necromancy. And it's like, bringing your grandmother back on for this, or, reanimating your pet dog, or, like certain things where it's just all these different options, or, reanimating someone so you can kill them again. And so like some of them are obviously not the right choice, stuff like that. But some of them are tricky. So because of this, it is going to be an investigation check. So let's investigate and see how this goes. Let's have everyone roll that investigation. Let's start with, or we don't have to start with anyone. Let's just all roll this. What I am going to ask, though, is once everyone's results come in, I'm going to ask you all what your results are so that I have them down.
Oh,
no. I'm going to use my reroll.
Sorry. I forgot about the rerolls. We should do this one at a time. So we've made the initial rolls. Now I'm going to go through all of you and ask about rerolls. So first and foremost, Trent, you rolled a, what did you roll?
9.
A 9. Are you going to use your reroll?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Roll again for me.
Okay. It's worse.
Cool.
It's an
Again,
8.
unfortunately, rerolls are not advantage, so 8 is what you have on that.
Yeah. That's fine.
But again, there's the actual number by which you succeed or fail doesn't matter unless it's a crit fail or crit success. Okay, so you have an 8. Next up, Ryza. What did Dylan? What did Ryza roll?
An 8. I'm gonna reroll.
Okay, go for it.
Second. No.
A 20,
luck.
but
Lucky
not a crit, but a 20. So 19 plus 1. Cool. So that is your score for this first check. Did I not loop the music? I did not loop the music.
Put on some spooky music.
Right, spooky test music. I will say, technically, I believe all of the players do have access to the bot channel. I just ask that you don't play anything heavily copyrighted so that we don't get a copyright strike. So
can't play all the Halloweens. No.
Can't play Life is a Highway for no reason.
That was okay.
It's our test song. Life is a highway.
So that was the first song. That was the first song I ever bought on an iPod on iTunes.
Fuck you.
Yeah, it's kind of an infuriating fact. But it is also technically a fact.
Okay,
sorry, I was getting music going again. Oh, this is way more peppy than I...
Whatever.
Yeah.
It's jaunty.
Yeah, jaunty test time. Kay, what did you get?
19.
Are you re-rolling?
Nah.
Cool. Giuseppe, what did you get? A 1.
There we go. No. I didn't get 1.
Yeah.
I'm saying I can't figure out what's going on in my dice rolls. I can't see on my screen. Like, I'll click the thing and it makes the sound, but it doesn't show up on my
check roll 20.
You rolled twice.
It does say on here that you got a 6.
Well, that's
great. And then a 14.
The 14 is Evie's.
Let me see.
Oh, yeah.
So I do see a 6 on here. So why don't we, do you want to do a reroll or no?
Yeah, let's do a reroll. It's just not showing up on my, character page. That's what...
No worries. It could just be some, power save setting or something like that, because it animates dice.
So let's do investigation again.
Yeah, investigate that. That is also a 6, so you now have a 6.
That's great.
Evie.
We both picked the puppy.
Evie rolled a 19, I believe, correct?
14.
Never. Oh, because you did investigation for studying. That's what it was. Yeah, 14. I'm an idiot. Sorry, Deja was the 19 right below it, and apparently I can't read. So, Evie, you have a 14. Do you wish to reroll?
No.
Okay, cool. So 14 is your result. Nim, and also do me a favor, everyone remember what your results are. Just because I'm keeping track of them, but I also could end up messing it up. So it's better that we all are on the same page. Nim, what did you roll?
4.
Are you going to keep that roll?
Ooh.
For story's sake, I am going to keep the roll.
Okay, cool. I appreciate the choice.
Tim's like, fuck it. I'm not retaking that.
You also, this does mean that you do have a reroll for the next question in case you need to use it. And as you are have finished the multiple choice part, now we are on to a short essay. So, this short essay is a big sort of what if situation. It's talking about a fictional country who is theoretically violating a certain magical law. You have proof of this violation, and you also know sort of where they stand economically, militarily, and it's effectively, should you use economic sanctions? Should you use force? What is the best way to solve this issue without casualties or without generating hatred? Or
This class sucks.
yeah. It's a surprisingly difficult question.
Yeah.
Because it's very open-ended. There's arguably not necessarily an easy right answer. So it's arguably more of a persuasive essay than anything else. So it is going to be a persuasion check. See what I did there?
Makes sense.
So everyone roll at the same time, and then we're going to go through and see what people want to do again.
Syntax is looking worried, and he's gonna look at Nim before we roll. What's Nim look?
Okay, Syntax looks over at Nim.
Yeah, he's looking like he's looking worried.
Like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Nim is just gonna like give him a thumbs up.
Syntax is gonna cheat.
Hell yeah!
Oh, fuck.
Okay, so Syntax. With cheating, you get to pick, because you're only cheating on one of the two, you get to pick either deception or sleight of hand. If you still had your reroll, you would be able to use them on this, but you don't.
Nope.
So do keep in mind, if you fail this, you will be caught cheating. But you can choose between deception or sleight of hand.
Yeah. I'm gonna do sleight of hand. They're gonna like pull out their notes that they wrote on this exact specific thing.
Go for it.
Fuck.
I see a raised
Oh
eyebrow.
no! It fell from the 20 to the 8. Oh fuck!
It's a 12.
Wait. Okay, can I bullshit throw in some fucking knowledge from a past life? I get to roll a d6. It's a part of my class, my race.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I suppose. Hold on just
Hang on,
one
let
moment.
me see if this would come up in there.
I need to see what your extracurricular is, because it might have a sleight of hand student die. And if so, that means you might be able to use the student die. I believe it's acrobatics and athletics.
I couldn't remember what the other one was, but one is acrobatics.
I have it on a separate sheet. Let me see. So, as a reminder for people, we have fantastical horticulture, which Melody's character is in. That is nature and survival. Gymnastics is acrobatics and performance.
Okay, that's not gonna help.
However, Dylan, I forget, are you still in the Distinguished Society of Fine Arts?
No, it's just no.
Okay.
What if Syntax looks over to Nim and he like tries to get his attention and Nim like signals something to him to like kind of help him? Can you do that?
Is Nim also cheating?
Nim's not also cheating.
Okay, then no.
Okay.
I'll let you do the history of past life, but I just want to read these through real quick just so that you guys know what skills you have student dice on. Distinguished Society of Fine Arts, which is Carly. You also have performance, but you also have sleight of hand. So you have a student dice on sleight of hand. Dylan is Show Band Association, which is actually the same. So sleight of hand and performance.
Sleight of hand, that's useful.
Jerry and okay, the rest are jobs. So yeah, so those are your student dice that reset every test.
Cool.
Okay, so you can use your history of past self thing. That's
I
totally
wouldn't
not what it's
normally,
called.
but since it's a persuasion thing, I'm gonna use it.
It's not a persuasion thing. It's sleight of hand.
Oh, I
You
thought you said
cheated.
it was a persuade. Oh, that's right.
You cheated.
That's true. That's still some shit that they would use in their
But
past.
but it is a sleight of hand. How you explain doing so, I'll let you do this.
Okay, we'll see what it's only a 2. Okay, so the roll is a 14, which I don't know if that's enough or not.
Okay. Write it down. You got a 14 on the cheat check.
Okay.
Yeah. Next, I would go to Dylan, but I believe Dylan is AFK for just a moment. So why don't we, since we were already kind of touching on it, Nim, what is Nim doing? What did Nim get?
Oh, 10.
Okay. Are you re-rolling it? Or are you keeping it? You're keeping it?
Yeah.
You have a re-roll.
Yeah, he's keeping it.
Are you certain? You totally can. But a reminder that you know that the test DC is always higher than the studying DC, and the studying DC was 12.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll re-roll it because you're freaking me out.
In other words, you know that is a fail.
So if I failed this one test, what's going to happen?
You will have failed a test, and you will be on academic probation.
Yeah, I don't want to re-roll it.
Oh no.
What did you roll? What's your roll, Melody?
I appreciate the choice. I will say I appreciate that. Okay. I appreciate, it makes me nervous, so I'm going to give you inspiration because that's a hell of a choice.
Thank you.
Yeah, have fun. You're picking the hell of a class to and teacher to fuck around with. Someone's gonna find out.
It's gonna be funny.
Someone's gonna find out.
Why would I not choose the fun option?
I appreciate
that. They are.
Okay. Yeah, so Nim, there's no question about it because again, you rolled lower on both your rolls than the study check. You come out of this test knowing you failed it.
Shit.
You come out of this test knowing you knew nothing on this document. Yeah. So
good. It's in character.
Yeah, start coming up with for me kind of the justification of why that is. And I'll talk to you in a little bit. Like what's going on with the character? Is it because they focus somewhere else? Is it because they, and I'll ask you in a bit. But it's narrative. So let's work with the narrative. So let's switch back and forth. Dylan, what did Ryza roll?
Well, Ryza rolled it.
You cut out exactly when you said what you rolled, but I think it was a 7, right? Remind me, did you use your reroll already?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay, so then 7 is your result for this. So write it down for me. Yeah, I was keeping track of everyone's numbers, and now I'm just completely lost. So please keep track of your numbers. Next up, K. What did K roll? 2? And you're re-rolling it? You still have your re-roll, correct?
Yeah, I rolled 10.
A 10 on the next one?
I rolled a 10, so I would like
to. I'm sorry, you cut out. You rolled a 10, you'd like to something.
Reroll.
Cool, go for it. I'm so happy one of you guys chose to cheat. That is a 9. Unfortunately, it is a re-roll, so your new result is a 9. Next up, we have Carly. Evelina, what did you roll?
A 19.
Are you gonna re-roll that?
No.
Cool, just thought I'd ask. Last but not least, Emily, what did Giuseppe get?
Sorry, he got 18.
Nice.
Nice.
Are you going to re-roll that?
Oh, stupid.
Okay, cool. I just figured I'd ask. Because I mean, what is great there is that means that you did really well, overthought it, and went back and changed your answers, of which I've done in tests. You know what I mean? Okay, cool. So the test is.
I figured out how Syntax used his knowledge of a past life to
Go
cheat
for
on
it.
this
Go
sleight of
for it.
hand.
What did he do?
Oh, it's so stupid. He's just gonna look at. We just have like the one teacher who's kind of like checking and
Nils,
proctoring.
correct. Yes.
Yeah. Syntax is just gonna like look at him in this very kind of like direct and slightly inappropriate kind of like stare to try to make him uncomfortable enough to look away, and then like check his fucking cheat notes.
I love that. You're
don't know if it'll
intimidating
work.
the shit out of him.
Yeah. Just a sleight of hand. I already rolled, but that's the flavor.
No, it's
text.
great. It's definitely that like you guys made eye contact and held it a little too long, so he looks away. Like you don't get that you intimidated him, but you do get that like it's just a little awkward. That's such a good choice. I love it.
That's the point.
Okay, so you come out of this test. All of you kind of, again, you know what the studying DC was. So you have an idea, kind of how you guys did on this test. The results will be posted the Monday after the weekend, and the test is on a Friday. So you guys have kind of the weekend that you can either chat with each other, do something before you know the results, or shall we jump straight to the results? What do people want?
I'm fine waiting just to do results, and then we could talk after.
Cool, let's do results. So, Trent, what were your rolls?
An 8 on the investigation and a 14 for the second one.
Okay, so you check the scores. You're kind of
and I cheated on the second.
Yes, you
so.
did. You check. You haven't heard anything from Nils, so you might have gotten away with it. You're not sure. As he's passing out papers, he lingers slightly over you as he slides the sheet over. And then you hear him say, "You really focused back in on the essay portion. Good job." And then he moves on. You have about a C or so. You can see that you did not do well on the multiple choice, but the essay was done well. If you cheated, he didn't catch it. So good job.
God, that was so much worse than if I just picked the other thing.
Yeah, so congrats. You passed. You're fine. You have one student dice to use, but only on, of all things, persuasion. Again, you cheated on it, but you'll get your student dice in what the skill should have been. So persuasion.
Okay. Oh
gosh. Riza, what are your results?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, so on investigation I got 20 and persuasion
17?
7.
Okay. You get your test passed back as well. It is a solid C, C-ish. You did really well on the multiple choice, but kind of faltered on the essay portion. So you have a student dice on the investigation, but not on persuasion. Again, you can have multiple student dice for skill, but you can only ever use one at a time. You can't add both if you have like 2 persuasion ones, right? Next, Kaerthana, what were your results?
19 and 9.
19 and 9. So much like Riza, you did very well on the multiple choice. But again, the essay kind of stumped you a little bit. You had difficulty. You used the like multiple choice to get hints and whatnot, but it wasn't quite fully flushed out. But again, you're average, right? Middle of the road. And again, you have a student dice on the first skill, investigation, but not on persuasion. Emily, what was Giuseppe's scores?
6 An 18.
Okay, your multiple choice was not good, but the essay was. Strangely enough, it turns out Giuseppe is a very good persuasive writer. And so, yeah, you're middle of the road. You now have a student dice on persuasion. Evie. What were your...
14 and 19.
Okay, Evie gets back a test that was aced. Evie studied, Evie put in work, and Evie is one of the highest scores in the class. And then there's Nim.
By the way,
I wasn't
Emerson,
expecting that.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I thought you were gonna do Quintilius or like freaking Auroras.
Oh,
Who
I
cares
can.
about them?
Yeah, do you want to
Actually, that
know
would be
how
fun.
what NPCs are doing?
No,
No,
I don't care.
Okay. Nim. Nim. What were your results? Why don't you remind the class?
He got a 4 on the investigation and a 10 on the persuasion.
Okay.
I think you wrote a very passive-aggressive essay, is what I'm expecting.
Yeah. So I did
think they
ask
should
you
be able to do
what.
whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah. What did you?
What he did.
Yeah. What?
So-
Why? What happened?
So this is definitely the class that Nim's paying the least amount of attention to. He's way more interested in in his Witherbloom courses and his necromancy courses, because he's actually learning shit in there that's going to help him figure out what he wants to figure out. So yeah, he's gonna shove this course under the rug, because as long as he's not getting caught getting in trouble, Nils is gonna stay off his back, right? And if he manages to pass the test, it should be fine, but he didn't. I don't know. He'd rather spend time chasing animals than studying. I don't fucking know.
There are more to failed exams than I remembered, so I'm happy.
Oh fuck.
You get your test back, and yeah, not great. Fuck you in big fancy letter font. But you are informed that he needs to speak with you after class.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone gets up into class. Everyone's going their separate ways. And then you are called over.
Okay.
He grabs the bridge of his nose. You did not do particularly well on this exam, my young friend. I hear you are very focused on other courses, mainly Tavash's necromancy course. Am I correct?
Right.
A good mage is a well-rounded mage. And I hope you understand that, especially in your circumstance, excelling in this class is important, no? You have already violated some of the regulations on magic. It is important, and a very key part of your education in particular, that you understand what is and is not allowed. Can I trust that you will put in more work in the future?
You can.
Good. However, a failed exam score does mandate something beyond even this conversation. Know that not only will I be keeping a close eye on you, but you also now are mandated to attend junior faculty member tutoring sessions until you achieve a passing grade. Know that doing so also exempts you from partaking in any extracurriculars or jobs until you get a passing grade.
Funny.
I hope you understand that we take education very seriously here, even in the courses that many deem irrelevant. He hands you back your paper.
Yeah, he'll take it.
Your tutoring will be in the, oh my god, he doesn't say I'm just forgetting the name of the frickin' building we were just in. The tutoring, Captain Dapplewing's Manor. The tutoring will take place in Captain Dapplewing's Manor. I will give you the information. He writes out like the teacher's name, the times that you meet, and all this stuff. I pulled some
strings.
Yeah. He's like, I pulled some strings and made sure that you got individual one-on-one tutoring. We want to make sure that you, well, your case in particular, it's important that you fully comprehend and understand not just this as a course, but what we are actually trying to impart knowledge-wise.
I think I'm just having trouble understanding.
I think you are having trouble understanding why it's regulated, not having trouble understanding what the regulations are. Am I correct in this assumption?
Yes.
Being rebellious is part of being young. But know that there is wisdom in when and when not to test the waters, as they say. You have already rocked the boat. Do not continue to shake it.
Aye, Captain.
He smirks a little. As amusing as that quip is, please do take this seriously from here on out.
Nim will like force a straight face and be like, I will.
Do I have your word on that?
Yes, you have my word on that.
Very good. I will be keeping you to that. He extends a hand to shake yours.
Yeah, he'll shake his hand.
You feel a kind of warm burning sensation on your palm.
What the?
And as you pull it out, you see just a little glowing 3 chain links on your palm, glowing a golden light. Almost erased maybe half a centimeter off the palm's skin. There's definitely a spell that was cast on your hand.
He'll just he'll just look at his hand and then look back up at Nils like, what did you just do?
I kept you to your word. I am a silver quill mage after all. Words have potency. You gave me your word. Therefore, well,
Go away.
when you pass your exam. Is there anything else you need? I'll take your question as a no, then.
No.
Have, many students enjoy these tutoring sessions. I understand that it feels like a punishment, but please understand that you may find it to be a blessing in disguise.
We'll just smile and nod and then walk out.
Cool. End his ass. Sorry, I just saw this.
You were supposed to kill him.
Yeah, I mean, again, technically,
We could.
all of that was consensual on Nim's part. They made a deal.
It's
They gave their
true.
word.
Disgusting still.
Yep. So I will say though, Nim, are you checking the sheet to see like when and where and who you have to meet with?
The sheet?
He gave you a little sheet of paper with information
Oh, is Nim
about your
looking
tutor.
at it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's looking at it.
You do recognize the name on it. It appears that your tutor is going to be someone by the name of Della, a junior faculty member.
Yay.
You'll remember Della as a third year who works in a Witherbloom course. Or not a Witherbloom course, but she works as a sort of barkeep at a Witherbloom sort of student tavern on Witherbloom campus proper. She seems pretty chill last time you met, but she definitely makes very strange concoctions in her tea. You get a feeling that roll an insight check for me.
Delaware.
Delaware, god damn it! That's actually really funny. Oh no. Oh, I'm mad I didn't come up with that. That is a 9 insight. Who just disappeared? Melody rolled an insight and then left us.
It killed him. She's dead.
Yeah, Melody, you're not here anymore. Let me throw up our technical difficulties while I try to get Melody back. How about we use this as our little mini break?
Breaky break.
And then we will dive into some proper scenes, okay? So we will be back for in about at about 10:20.
I'm sorry.
You're totally good. We're gonna use this as our little mini break. So we will be back in about 10 minutes at 10:20. So until then, we will see you later. Hey, we are back. Squanch the gnome is joining us. I wish, honestly. If your backup character, if something happens to Nim and they're not actually named Squanch, I'm gonna be so disappointed. I feel like
It's
Squanch
just
is
the
Nim's
backup
pet
character for
toad.
anyone.
Squanch is Nim's pet toad. Let's be real here.
Confirmed. I'll confirm that right
Or
now.
your pest. Like once you officially join Witherbloom, your
Did we keep
pest.
that frog from the race? Didn't we save one?
I thought
they
you
all
killed
turned
all
into
of them
giants
very
and died.
brutally.
Yeah.
I mean, I was.
Because
Okay,
Giuseppe
whatever.
was trying to keep them alive, and it was devastating because he couldn't. I'm pretty sure Jerry just beat the shit out of it and like exploded it.
Probably.
Sorry, not Jerry, Imagine. So Jerry.
No, Jerry.
Yeah. Okay, so we are back. You guys have done your tests. Nim is now having to do independent study with Della.
Loser.
Pretty much. For those,
Hey, Della's hot. Okay.
yeah,
I don't know
Della's
what you're
literally
going on
the
about.
hottest character in Strixhaven. So I will say that. Let me get her and show everyone again who Della is. Where is she? Okay. This is Della.
The queen.
Yeah, she's pretty cool. Very aesthetic. Yeah. We are back to who is Curly Faye again?
It's Deja.
Carly.
Yes?
Okay, I thought
No.
so. My brain
Carly?
wanted to say Carly,
Curly
but
Faye?
it didn't have any references to
yeah.
turtles, so it couldn't have been.
Is it Carly?
No, it's Deja.
No.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
I'm
I
a
thought I had a
fucking-
freaking.
Mine has my name in it.
Right
Yeah.
here.
So Della is beautiful. She's amazing. So I will say, and I'm probably going to make a channel for this in our Discord, which is now linked in our, oh my God, on our Twitch. That's what we're on. We have our Discord linked in our Twitch, as well as our YouTube repository for back episodes. Eventually, it will become even prettier with pretty YouTube thumbnails and all of that. But as of now, it is just sort of a collection of previous episodes that are no longer on Twitch. But there's that. There's also
Spicy.
our Discord, where we have a whole bunch of information about the world and NPCs and the like. All there for you guys to browse. Anything that has an emoji at the front of the category is essentially a database for people to check out. But we also have fun general channels, text channels, memes, artwork, all that jazz for people to engage in. It's also the Discord that we run the game out of, so we're in it as well. Obviously I can't check it during the game because I'm streaming from it, but also we have chat here. But outside of the game and other times, the Discord is a great way to stay in touch with everybody and chat about the game, post memes, art, fan art, character questions, Strixonas, anything else along those lines. I am also, because this is based off of a magic set, there are a few characters, locations, creatures, all that jazz that actually do have Magic the Gathering equivalents, which are kind of cool from time to time. So I'm tempted to make a little channel that will, I can put their Magic card in as well, just to kind of show you guys what it transitions as. Again, this is not in that universe, but there is still some crossover, and sometimes it's fun. Like Quintilius is technically a card called Sly Instigator. Yeah, so there's fun stuff like that. And Della has a different name entirely, but I liked Della more, so I went with that. Yeah, fun stuff along those lines. It's always fun to have little crossover and all that jazz. I'm also pretty sure I'm like the only person in this entire group who plays Magic, so I'm like the only person who's actually interested in that crossover. But still, yeah. Sorry, I then looked over and read Cowabummer right then, and I was like, what? Yeah. Okay. So let's dive back into some fun scenes. Sorry, my cat's staring into my soul. And then, yeah, I believe after this test and all of that, you guys have kind of settled back into the new routine of school life, which is a routine in which Nim has no extracurriculars because Nim is having to study with Della. Della is very kind, very nice, but you can tell that she is actively pushing and genuinely making you study. So because of that, you will have advantage on the study checks for the next test.
All right.
Della, though, is kind, but she also oftentimes brings you strange teas that are arguably more potions than anything else.
Oh, he's drinking them.
Yeah, and you can tell she really appreciates the fact that Nim actually tries them. Most people
Oh yeah,
don't.
he loves them. He loves her.
Yeah, most people don't. So they're already kind of on decent terms. Yeah. Apparently, she was recommended as your tutor through kind of a multiple chain of voices that started with Nils trying to find you a tutor, then went to Willow Dusk because Willow Dusk is closer to you than other teachers, and then Willow Dusk who recommended Della because Willow Dusk had kind of already strategically set up you guys meeting
Yeah.
once
that makes
previously. So apparently a lot of this has to do with Willow Dusk. Yeah. So one evening, I imagine, Syntax gathers everyone for a conversation, correct? Syntax wanted to talk about something.
Who in the group would least like everybody in their room? Please tell me somebody right now
What?
in our group.
Who does
No,
not want people
Syntax.
in their room?
Yeah.
Everybody come to my room. I want everyone in
Yeah,
my
that's
room.
why we're not going in there.
Damn it.
Evie's room is small. I don't know if it can fit everybody.
Perfect. We're going to Evie's room.
I love it. So again, your rooms are kind of yours to design. Like they all have probably the same amount of floor space. But
No, it's funny if it's all small for
no,
Evie.
but that's what I mean is that but it's still magical. So it's like the same amount of floor size essentially, but can be adjusted. So Evie, your character's not based off of a burrowing owl, correct? It's a different kind of owl.
Correct.
Because I was gonna say,
Yeah,
is it
was
little
it a-
like tunnels and whatnot? Like what does your just a general, if you had to say a bit of the vibe of your bedroom, what is it like?
Well, first I want to send a draft of semi of what I had so far as an idea.
What, you
real
have
quick.
stuff?
I'm sorry, what?
I put this on the spot.
Yeah.
So Carly is my new favorite player, guys.
An architect.
You guys
You
need to
designed
just
Evie's
casually
room?
have all of
Kinda,
this.
yeah.
Oh my
Like,
god.
What are you guys doing? We need, yeah.
Hold on,
Carly's
real quick,
incredible.
Play The Sims. The Sims with all of our characters in our dorm.
Oh my god. I bought The Sims once, accidentally downloaded a ton of... Well, no, I meant to download mods. Didn't know that I downloaded a mod pack. So when they started doing terrifying things, I just said no. I accidentally downloaded a mod that made them very violent. Because I wanted to make gay West Side Story gangs. But I didn't.
Hang on.
But I accidentally.
You're already gay. Like what?
No, I know, but you know what I mean. Like, I wanted to just make stupid, like, teen hoodlum gangs, but like sim level gangs, not like gang level gangs, you know? But
Wow,
apparently,
Carly.
the mod I downloaded also just included extreme violence. So,
Emerson,
yeah,
I'm gonna cut you off there.
Same, Carly. These are so cute.
that was it.
Cute
Yes.
room art.
Oh, yes, the room
No
arc.
way.
Okay, I'm going to pull up
That's
technical
cool.
difficulties so that I can download it. And
So
So
it's kind of
Yeah.
like, I don't know how finished it will be, but that's a general idea of what I was thinking. So
obsessed.
So I
that's
guess so.
amazing.
Yeah. Do a words description for me. I live for that shit.
All right. So let's see here. So Evie's there's a lot of things on the wall for Evie's room. There's some drapes to add like a little bit of color here and there. There's a like a dresser with a mirror at that front that you could probably tell she hops on to like check herself since she's small enough to do that.
I love that so much.
There's Windows has curtains and like big old ribbons that hold them open together. There's stars. There's like little cutouts of stars, flowers, and clouds all around the room. There's the little plush she got like first day on the bed.
The Inkling plush.
The Inkling plush.
Can I show our viewers your artwork? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
This is the
There's also
room. Yeah.
So cute.
There's also the it's my brain always mixes people up, but it's Nora who's the
Make the
art
artist
friend, right?
Yeah. Oh, her shitty mug.
Oh my god, I see the mug.
Yeah, the
It's
mug's
so crap.
It's on the
Oh my
on top of the desk.
A little mug.
So here's the shitty mug. Here's the Inkling. Oh my god, I love it.
And then her chair always has 2 pillows so she can sit on top and reach the desk.
That's so cute.
There's so much attention to detail here. Oh my god.
Oh.
Oh my god, and there's little paint and easels in the bottom corner or canvases and an easel in the other corner.
And she's got some of her paintings up on the wall.
This is amazing.
You've got like boxes underneath the bed. Like this is incredibly detailed. What the hell?
Yeah, so Evie has to be protected at all costs now, even more so than before. So we are now in here for a fun conversation. Syntax, take it away.
Okay. After like poking around and looking through drawers, just without asking, Syntax will be like, so I haven't really been around the past few days.
Oh, hold on a
weeks,
moment.
months.
We lost someone again. So I'm just going to transition to technical difficulties again as Melody reconnects. She's already back, but I just wanted to make sure. Once her video is up and running again, we are good to go. Awesome.
Sorry, guys.
You're fine. You can't control the tech. Technology can smell fear. You're good. Continue.
Sorry, my keeps going in and out.
You're totally fine.
Syntax, Nim,
continue.
did you get lost on the way? Here, come sit down.
He like stumbles
was-
into the room like, where the fuck am I going?
Eva would pat her bed
as
like,
I
be like,
was-
sit here, sit here.
Just checking
Yeah,
in. I hope we can talk about this because we really need to reach a conclusion on this.
Oh, hold on. Question.
How is
So sorry. Before this ever starts, did you invite Quintilius?
No.
Okay. Because he was there for the reveal. I wanted to ask if, Okay, cool.
Syntax doesn't give a shit what Quintilius thinks on this.
I love that. Continue. Didn't mean to interrupt, just thought that was an important question to ask. Continue.
Yeah. What are we going to do about Aurora? Did you make friends with her yet?
I'm going to marry her eventually. That's what's going to happen with Aurora.
Well, have you asked her that?
This is my I'm in the long-term game here.
No, we
This
don't
is-
have long-term game. Dax is very like hasn't really talked to any of you guys in a while and is now just a bit more, I don't know, blunt. I don't know. I was honestly just going to talk to Kaerthana about this for this exact reason, in which case I don't think any of you are taking this as seriously.
Should we kill her?
I don't think we should kill her, but I think we should at least maybe tell Mavinda. But I figured we should all talk about it. Because she hasn't done anything wrong in a while, but I personally have no doubts that when something bad does happen, she's just going to go on without it. I think we're all playing each other.
I will say you also are aware that there have still been incidents of tainted.
I was gonna ask that.
They just haven't heard anyone.
Yeah, they've been like in the middle of the night. People wake up and there's evidence that this happened, you know? So it is true that she has changed where she's deploying it, but you know she's the one deploying it.
Mm-hmm.
Continue.
Well,
Kaerthana?
I think I've been quite clear on how I feel. I don't trust Aurora, but I do think until something big happens again, whether or not we do get that ahead from her, I think is going to make our decisions. Because if at this point we are able to get a heads up and happening, that could be invaluable for us. If we happen not to, I think all the more reason to support her. I don't think her having something as simple as an alibi on the night that we found her is enough for the teachers not to look into it. There's got to be other.
Well, this is what I'm thinking. The next big thing that happens, we could end and not let that happen at all if we just turn her in now. I know some of you care about her more. Apparently, this one wants to marry her.
I made a voodoo doll of her with her hair, and then we'll pull out like this tiny voodoo doll with Aurora's hair on it.
How did you get her hair?
I cut it off of her.
When?
When she was tied up.
Yeah, I remember that.
Does it work?
I don't know yet. I'm trying to enchant it.
Like I said, this is all happening a bit too slow. And I don't want to wait for her to kill someone. Because I think she would.
She won't kill anybody, guys.
What do you want to do, Syntax?
I want to hear what you all think. If you all want to wait to see what next terrible bad thing she does, fine. But I assumed you all would have done something in the long period since that happened by now, so I am a little disappointed.
She hasn't done anything bad since then.
I mean,
Ryzen, you've been quiet about this. You were close to her. Do you think she's a changed person?
I've been pondering everything you've been saying, Syntax, and everything you said has made sense to me. I did get to speak with her and talk everything that I've heard. Because, as all of you may know, I became very close with Aurora before all of this happened. I was deeply hurt and disturbed by these events inspired. So I confronted her on myself one day just to get some more information. And it does seem like she's very loyal to this cause that she's been on. But on the other hand, I don't think she is a bad person, and I do believe she has changed. I do believe that she feels that she is remorseful for all her actions, and she genuinely doesn't want to. I think we could use her to help our cause.
I've talked to her on my own as well. I don't think she's a bad person either, but I do think she'll do whatever anyone tells her to in her organization if push came to shove.
I don't doubt that either. I do believe that she has loyalty to this group, but I also believe she has loyalty to friends.
Fine, then we need to talk and decide what we want to do about this, because sitting and waiting for her to make the plan is really stupid of us.
Yes, and no action is justice. I agree.
I think she's probably more loyal to her organization she is to us. Wouldn't you say?
Yes, I do see that. Just when I was sorry, breaking. When I was looking into her when I had this conversation, I just got the sense that she maybe reduced her priority. I'm just telling you what I've been feeling. While
Felt
I do
bad?
think nothing is not good, I just believe we shouldn't just turn her.
Okay. I
I
think
don't
I could live with.
particularly think that I'm out of state of trust with Aurora. I think my biggest fear right now is that there are other Auric agencies, and if we turn her in, we have no in. We have no idea. So it's not that I trust her, but I think she's our only link to figure out what might be going on. And at the end of the day, she isn't making these plans. Someone else is orchestrating. And maybe through her we can find who else is. Because I don't know if what she said about the teachers killing her, if she gets caught, is true. But if it is, then that's the only connection we have to figure out what's going on.
There's still so much more we need to.
I have to agree with Kay.
Then we need to get closer to her. Who here actually deeply cares about her at this level? And it's fine. I assume it's only the two of you.
Giuseppe.
I can safely say that Giuseppe and I once said really care. Giuseppe's a little, but
Do you think she truly trusts both of you?
yeah, I do
Oh.
believe that. Maybe I can. Maybe I can talk to her. Yes. What do you guys think? What do y'all think? Maybe I can get her to open up a little bit.
If
I
anyone
think you
can,
need
it's
to.
I think so too.
I don't want to make you feel nervous or put on the spot, but I think that wherever this is ending, if we can't get her to trust us or tell us about this, people will end up dying. So that's on your shoulders.
Oh yeah. Oh, thank you. That's makes me feel. But no pressure. I understand.
There is pressure.
Yes.
on all
There
of us, though.
I understand.
Yes, that's why we're talking about this. I care about all of you and her to an extent, which is why I wanted us to talk.
Yeah. But this is something we need to do. Take care of now.
I agree.
Off with the head.
Can you say that again? I can't hear you.
You
Sorry.
cut out. What was that?
I said off with the head, but it didn't go through, so it's never mind. Now it's on.
Look, I mean, I haven't seen any execution since we've been here, and I didn't do that good on that test, so I don't know if that's a joke or not.
You failed the
Anyways.
test too.
I passed it barely.
Oh, that's good. I didn't.
What happens to you now?
Oh, I have to go to tutoring? But it's with Della, and she's really cool.
Seems like it worked out for you then. I hope you all don't mind I didn't bring Quintelius on this. I think it's quite interesting and works in our favor if one person in our group is left completely out in the dark. That actually makes things more useful.
How's that?
You'll see if it becomes relevant.
What does that mean?
That means that if it's important that somebody doesn't know anything, it's good to have somebody who doesn't. Don't worry about it. I've put a lot of thought in this. She nearly killed all of us. That's what I've been thinking of. Do we have anything else to discuss? Nim? How have you and Imogen been?
I haven't talked to him in a while.
I've seen the way you look at each other.
Why are you talking about this in front of everybody?
Well,
Right, sorry, go on.
there are a few reasons. You're both... you both have tricky pasts. Have you been in relationships before, Nim?
Oh, me, no. I don't know about Imogen. But not me, no.
Just be careful. Figure out your priorities.
What does that
He's
mean?
a dangerous man.
Okay, and I'm not? Imogen's a big boy. He knows what he's getting himself into.
I just want to make sure you know what you're getting yourself into, as well as your priorities.
Okay. Thanks.
You're welcome.
What have you been working on all the time you've been in your room, Syntax?
Myself.
Has it been working out for you?
I think it's done enough to show you. Would you like to see? Okay. I forgot to say during all of this, Syntax is not put on their leg and they've been in a wheelchair. Fuck, I can't believe I didn't remind everyone the beginning of this session.
I was about to.
Yeah. If anytime we went to acrobatics before this, it's just stretches for them. They have not gone on any silks or ropes or anything.
Okay.
For any of you with a bit more perceptive capabilities in the group, you might have noticed that there are a couple slight differences on Syntax's body, mainly up and down on random parts on the arms and legs, and that kind of are showing that don't have clothing on it are kind of like strange, almost like metal, like outlet like kind of areas that look like things would either plug into or like come out of like actual physical altercations to their body, as well as just slightly different kind of almost ornamental kind of armor pieces that are made of like dark beautifully carved wood on like the shoulders or the arms or for hands and pieces like that. But they'll kind of struggle to get out of the chair and kind of like hold a hand up for if anyone wants to help him.
Yeah. Well.
Okay. Let me look at. No, fuck it. I'm just gonna fuck it by whatever I think I can do with this. I was gonna like check my sheet and make sure I was doing this right, but no.
It's dramatic. Go for it.
Yeah, they're just kind of look Karathan, who asked them this question first, just dead in the eyes, and they kind of like do like a flick of the wrist, and from kind of those parts of the body with those metal tubes and stuff, strange kind of like attracting and retractable kind of like metal splints come out, and from under the armor and whatnot, and almost a near full body kind of armor set, beautiful in design, but also clockwork and wooden with kind of almost kind of like Germanic, kind of like folklore, kind of like curves in the woods, and the designs just cover their body. It is a full set of heavy armor. Although it doesn't look heavy, it doesn't look over encumbered, and a lot of the designs are very smartly kind of placed to both either look flexible, lightweight, or very purposely thought to fit kind of how their body moves, as well as being a little bit inspired by nature and kind of the organic kind of like bones and dissections that he was doing with Nim. As well as the leg is fully apart. This weird fucking leg comes out with it as well. It's made out of beautiful carved wood. So armor goes on and replaces any missing limbs. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, this is the best part. The hands. Syntax is very delicate hands. The metal one before was very fragile, and the other one is very thin with kind of like painted nails. They have these two big fucking like meaty gauntlet-y punchy punch gloves at the end of them,
Nice.
with like fucking like spirally like spikes on the end of it. I mean, it's not necessarily my main look, but I did my best, and I think it'll come in use one day. And they flick their wrist and it all goes back within a matter of seconds. And they fall down into the chair.
Syntax, that's very impressive.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
That's so cool.
I haven't been sleeping.
Did you start sleeping?
No, but I basically have to spend some amount of time resting. Instead, I just kind of like stare at diagrams, and the rest of the time I either go to school or work on this. But it's done now. It has another mode too, but you'll have to wait for that.
Okay.
So what are you going to do now that this is done?
Finish going to school and finish why I came here. This just helps me stay alive.
Why did you come here, Syntax?
That is a very long story that we don't need to get into right this moment.
Why not?
Because I'm tired.
Will you
Is that a
tell us
question?
tomorrow?
I'll tell you tomorrow, sure.
Giuseppe, I have a question.
Yeah?
When are you going to tell Aurora that you like her?
You haven't done that yet?
No. I want to be sure that, we talked about the consent thing, which I find interesting, Nim, that you didn't ask for consent when you cut her hair. But, it's so important that I make sure that she wants to marry me.
She doesn't want to marry you, Giuseppe.
Not yet. Not yet. But you don't know. Maybe someday. Maybe someday.
That's fair, maybe someday.
Yeah, so until I know that I'm not bothering her, I'm not going to tell her.
I always say you might as well tell people if you like them before it's too late.
What do you mean before it's too late? You're not gonna do anything to her.
No, but I think her time is limited.
Why do you say that?
She's in a dangerous organization, she makes dangerous choices, and she was willing to die that night that we stopped her. A person like that isn't waiting for marriage.
Okay.
Just tell her you like her.
Okay, I might. I might.
See you all in class. Syntax is gonna roll on out.
I take it with Syntax heading out, everyone else kind of takes that as a cue to leave as well.
Yeah, on the way out, Kay is gonna just talk to Giuseppe in the back and tell him, be brave. Be brave.
Okay. Well. Is there another scene anyone would like to do? That kind of put us exactly at 11. But I don't know what are people's schedules like? Can we go a little longer, or do people need to call it here?
Longer.
You guys are okay
Yeah,
with
go
going
longer.
a little longer? If Deja, Dylan, if you can't, that's no worries. I just we started a little bit later because I was adjusting stuff with moving. So I'd like to go to like 11:30 if that's okay. Okay, cool. So if everyone's okay with that, we'll keep going. If not, sorry, my cat's talking to me. If not, that's totally fine.
It's so stupid. I don't know why that looks so stupid.
The little arms.
It's like, yes, it's the arms.
Yeah, she's
It's
a
like
good
they
little
don't know what
lady.
to do with them.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
by the way, I gave like no one a heads up in that scene that I was gonna just be an absolute jerk in character.
I
So
loved
I
it.
hope that
We
was
got the
fine.
vibe.
Great.
I was
all good.
We got the vibe. He cranky.
Oh no, don't step on the voice changer. Don't step on the voice changer. Okay, we're good.
Since someone died, I think I was prepared for that.
I
That's
think we should
very
all be
valid.
prepared.
I don't know. I was like kind of mean to Giuseppe, and I felt so bad out of character. My heart was like, but at the same time, kid be stupid.
Kid be stupid.
It's true. Okay, does anyone have any other scenes? I might
Yeah.
tell. I have stuff to talk to Quintilius about, but I can wait on that for any time. And I don't want to do a one with DM scene, one with just me scene anyways, when we can do other scenes people want to have or group scenes.
Yeah, so I know that there was an interest in an acrobatics club scene. Is there still interest in that? Or is there another scene anyone would like to do? What are people feeling? And it's totally okay if you guys aren't feeling anything, you know? But I want to make sure that everyone gets an opportunity to tell the story that they want to tell, right? So I will definitely do the scene with Trent, but I want to make sure first that we can spread the love as well. So yeah, what are people thinking?
If
I
there,
would still
sorry, go Deja.
I would still like to do the gymnastics, but I would like to do it maybe a little bit more time, like just not to feel rushed for that one.
Oh, you want to do it when there's more time?
Yeah. So I would like to still do it, but I would like to table it.
Okay, cool. We'll start next session with that scene, okay? Help me remember that, but we will start next session with that scene. Sorry, I just read The Greatest Showman acrobat scene, but it's Syntax and Quintilius. Absolutely rewrite the stars. You guys are just swinging around, except the rope.
No way.
The rope
We have
came
the
out of
art.
Syntax's hand.
You do
I
have
was
some
like,
of the
can-
literal art, dude.
Oh God. I kind of love it. Okay, so we do have that scene. But Emily, what were you wanting to do a scene?
I kind of want to think this through a little bit more, but
No,
I'm
talk
okay.
to Aurora.
Yeah, I kind of want to talk to Aurora, but I don't know.
No,
want,
do
like,
it right now.
I want like everybody to be there for it, but I want there
We
to
can be there.
be like a day that passed at least.
Yeah. Yeah, we
I wanna do
we
this
can have
so
it be a
bad.
day that
Same.
passed, a month that passed. You can do it whenever you want, like
Time is all
time-wise.
wibbly wobbly
Yeah.
right now.
The
Like
next
you could say
time
we
we-
had this conversation.
Okay, cool. Because I definitely feel like he would sit after this conversation for like a little bit, you know. Yeah.
Wait,
okay.
did
So,
I
Yeah.
have an impact on your character?
yeah, of course.
You
Except
did
he was
something right.
a lot.
Excellent. I'll bully you more often.
I'll bully you more often. That's a mood. I hate it though. Cool. So yeah, so how we're kind of doing it right now is the time right now is kind of a very liminal, multiple month kind of space. When we jump back into proper time progression, it's going to be like the last couple weeks, last month of the semester. So because of that, all of these scenes could happen pretty much whenever you want them, right? Even if you want to do a scene that's a lot later and then we have to jump back for someone else's scene, don't be alarmed about that. You know what I mean? This is all a very liminal time right now. And yeah. So Emily, do you want to do the scene now?
Yeah, I think it should be probably during our like Friday lunches.
Yes.
You know.
God.
Okay.
I'm so excited.
So we're going to sit where we usually sit and everything, and I'm like extra nervous today, and it's like very apparent. I also like tried to brush my hair and everything, so all the like what's it called? All
Leaves.
the like stuff that are usually in my hair, they're gone, and I tried to brush it so like. But his hair's really poofy, so imagine like he has like a part, but it's like
It's
like-
a wedge.
yeah. So he tried to part it.
It's so bad.
I love him.
Wearing his nicer clothes. He has some flowers for her that's like in his pocket, like he's trying to hide them, but they're kind of getting a little squished because he's trying to hide them.
As a reminder, this is the guy. Just pulling that up for those who want a nice refresher of Giuseppe, the little man.
Just leave it up so I can
Oh, yeah.
stare during the whole scene.
Yes.
Yeah, so
There
that's
he
the man. Hold on. And then this is who he is going to confess his love to, guys.
Yeah.
This is who he's going to confess his love to.
The person Syntax literally said, "You'll never marry this person."
Yeah.
Damn, that
So-
was cold.
With
true.
both of them, let's go back to looking at Giuseppe. And let's continue this.
So so he like didn't get anything to eat for lunch that day because he's too nervous to eat.
Oh.
So he comes and he sits at the table and he's just doing like some breathing exercises to start, like before she's gotten to the table, but like we're all at the table.
Syntax is just gonna whisper from right behind him. Oh my gosh, you're gonna do it right now, aren't you?
I don't know what you're talking about, Syntax.
I can tell. You look terrible. It's okay. It's okay.
Do I? Well,
No.
do I smell okay?
No, you smell great.
Oh, thank God.
I assume you took a bath or something.
Probably
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you have
put in the
druid
effort.
craft.
Yeah, you
So
seem-
you're probably
Yeah.
literally creating scents right now. Like you can
No.
literally magically make perfumes. Like you have druid craft. You can make the flowers bloom constantly, like on your clothes, right? Think just magical little like fairy stuff. That's kind of what druid craft does. In
Okay,
case you
perfect.
want
So
to for
pull
narrative.
pull out the bouquet and I'm gonna show it to Syntax and it's like kind of droopy, and I'll be like, I guess I should fix this. Then I'll make it nice and say, should I add some like butterflies or?
Syntax is gonna like put their hand on top of Giuseppe's and be like, "You're doing so many things that I would never do, but you have your own special, unique way of looking at this. Don't change it. Your honesty and your youth and sweetness is what's gonna honestly give you the only chance at this. So you be you.
Okay.
I strangely believe in this. And if not, I'll take you to have a good time tonight. We'll do something fun. I don't know. Don't worry. Make a good be honest with her.
Okay.
Keep your
okay.
sad flower. Show her that." Syntax will give like a little like head pat of like actual encouragement, even though it doesn't seem that encouraging.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay, here she comes. Mm.
Does Aurora come?
Yeah,
I'm
so
assuming?
she just kind of comes up like usual, has her meal, sits down at the table in the usual kind of spot, which is opposite Ryza. Gives Ryza a little smile and kind of probably, unfortunately, probably doesn't look at Giuseppe really that much.
Does she realize we're all staring directly at her and saying nothing?
Yeah, she'll like sit down. She's getting ready to say something to Ryza, and then she'll kind of like look around, and then she'll be like, "Do I have something on me?"
And then Emerson, is there like an open seat next to her, or do I have to like go stand next to her?
She's definitely sitting at the end of the table, not like the head of the table, but the end of it. So you can probably stand like at the head of the table or take the head of the table seat.
I'm gonna stand at the head of the table. So I will walk over. And what did she just say? Is there anything on me? Is that what she said?
Yeah, because everyone's looking at her, so she's kind of like, is there something like is there something like on my clothes? Why is everyone looking at me? Melody is having a little bit of connection issues, but okay, cool. Melody is back.
So sorry.
You're fine. Don't worry
I'm
about
sorry,
it.
guys.
You're totally good. Don't worry about it.
Please continue.
Yeah. So yeah.
So Giuseppe's gonna go to the head of the table and say, "No, there's nothing on you. You're perfect." Aurora, I don't mean to interrupt your lunchtime, but I simply can't keep this inside anymore. And then he's gonna bring the bouquet out to her, and he's like shaking. Please accept these flowers as a symbol for how I feel, which I simply cannot communicate. I knew from the night that we ran into you and you didn't kill us, that you were the one for me.
She like looks around a little nervously, like, let's not say this super loud. But
Just nodding in agreement of yes.
yeah. You can see like that statement made her a little uncomfortable. Keep going.
And I know that you're conflicted, but please take this as a sign that all of us here see that you are good, and I'll speak for myself, but I personally love that part of you, and I think we could have a future together, and I'm getting ahead of myself, but really what I'm saying is I just want to spend time with you all the time. So anytime that you're willing to give me, I would love. So yeah, you don't have to say anything. But please take these flowers.
She takes them and she smiles kindly at you. Everyone else in the group. Okay, so there is a skill called passive insight. What is everyone's passive insight? Like
Garbage.
if it's above a if it's above a 12, let me know.
What if it is a 12?
Then you're fine.
Yeah.
Gosh dang it, I'm at an 11, man.
Everyone who's above a 12. Honestly, Emily, what's Giuseppe's passive insight?
Okay, let me see.
It should be over
Good
on
as
the
a druid.
side. I know, which is kind of what I don't want. But
I love that there's no roll for this either.
yeah, there is
Wait,
no roll.
what?
Passive
Quit.
insight.
Oh wait. So
But I was going to ask you to roll an insight anyways. You're fine. Just leave the insight. Leave that.
Okay.
You're good. Anyone with above a 12 in passive insight can tell that Aurora does not feel the same way. But is kind of but there's also this level of kindness with her that it's like she's obviously very flattered and she obviously like finds Giuseppe very sweet. Again, anyone above a 12, very much so, like, you know, before it's even gonna be said that she's gonna say I love you like a brother. Like she's
what does
not
she say? No.
yeah.
What is she
No, but
gonna
I mean, I'm
say?
just saying you're getting ready. Like you're getting ready for what's about to happen, which isn't even friend zone, it's like sibling zone. And sure enough, she holds the flowers and then she, with one hand, like parts the big fluff of hair and then kisses Giuseppe on the forehead. And then says, I love them. Thank you. But I'm unfortunately I'm kind of Unfortunately, I don't think I like you the same way you like me. I care for you a lot. And I want you to be happy, and I love spending time with you and everyone here. She looks around. But I think I enjoy it more as a friend enjoys spending time with a friend. I think you'll be able to find someone way better than me. And I think you deserve to find someone better than me. Okay? And the moment you do, I'll be the first one there to give you advice, to help you, to have your back, okay? But I'm going to do that as a friend.
You are my friend.
I'm absolutely your friend. If you'll have me as your friend, of course. She gives a little smirk.
Hey, thank you, Aurora.
I'm the one who should be thanking you. I just wish I could reciprocate, but unfortunately,
Are you seeing anyone right now, Aurora?
her eyes flit to Ryza right before Syntax says that. She was gonna say something. She said unfortunately and was gonna say something, but then that kind of snaps her out of it. No, I'm a bit too busy. But yeah. Now it's very obvious that she's intentionally not looking at Ryza. Giuseppe, you crit. You're picking up on all of this. Like you're actually picking it up. Giuseppe's not very intuitive, but
I mean, he's not. I mean, he's like devastated, but he's also, because he loves Ryza, so he's like happy that he knows he can let go. Even though,
like she'll be with someone who will treat her right, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's very he's a little. Usually he is more like, God, what can I say? He's usually in like summer.
Oh no.
So he's a little bit in winter right now.
Oh, as she talks, he just shifts to winter.
But he's gonna go. He's gonna say one more thing, and then he's gonna go like back and sit down. He'll say, Aurora, thank you for listening to me, and thank you for your friendship, and thank you for being friends with all of us here. And then he like makes like very meaningful look at like everybody. And then he's gonna go back and sit down.
She looks at everyone, and you can see kind of a little bit of the burning blush of embarrassment. Not embarrassment of like I'm on the spot, but the embarrassment of like knowing that she fucked up, right? This whole like Giuseppe's being crazy sweet, and she knows for a fact she doesn't deserve like any of this, right?
Guilt trip.
Yeah, so it's just the most guilt trip burning that like you wouldn't be surprised if she didn't excuse herself in like a few minutes. But I will say, much to her, she doesn't. I can't figure out how to word it, so I'm just skipping. She doesn't end up excusing herself. She swallows this embarrassment and really tries to be present. And it's probably the first lunch that you've had where it really does feel like now she's trying. To an extent that like she tried with each individual. But this is like the moment where Quintelius has kind of been part of your group for a while now at this point. This is kind of that point where you can see in her kind of the switch change of, despite all of this, they're still welcoming me. They know better. They know who I am, but they're still offering this to me. So she needs to stop saying that like she can't accept that, and she just needs to now accept it. It's kind of that vibe, if that makes any sense. And I will say, the following Monday, she also seeks you guys out to sit with you guys.
Wow.
But it's very awkward. It's this kind of like, is it okay? Like, I don't want to intrude or anything.
Oh my god.
No, come over. We were just talking about you. Just kidding. Come on.
She'll blanch a little bit at that and then be like, oh yeah. And yeah, now it really is kind of like not quite every other day, but 2 to 3 times a week she'll sit with you guys, not just the Friday. It now seems like it's very much so a choice she is making. And there's little things here and there as the weeks progress where you get the feeling like she wants to apologize, but doesn't quite know how to. So it'll be little things like, "Hey, I got an extra Jello," like not that there's Jello, but stuff like that, right?
I
Like,
got an
"Oh,
extra
I'm
red
not gonna,"
Jello.
yeah, like I'm not gonna eat this, but she obviously like normally does. But she knows that Syntax likes their bread rolls, right? Something like that.
Syntax doesn't
I know
eat
Syntax
food. She doesn't know
eat,
me at all.
but I just said
You don't
because
know me.
I was
Fake
just
friend.
looking at your screen. But like for example, like Nim likes like Taco Tuesday, or whatever they have.
Cannon.
No, it'd be Trout Tuesday.
Ew, that's
I think no, Taco Tuesday, Trout Thursday.
Okay,
No,
why can't it be
Thrilling.
tacos?
Yeah, it can. I was just trying to think of what a dumb Frog Friday. No.
Every Friday's Frog Friday for me.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Oh my God. Sorry. The rumor that Imogene is spreading. Not saying you're
Oh
actually
my
spreading
God.
that. I'm just. But
Wow.
yeah, that's no. So we have your relationship with her has improved a lot after that. Giuseppe, are you no, the fantasy world absolutely has tacos. I just was trying to think of some dumb like whimsical alternative, and for some reason Trout was more whimsical in my brain than tacos.
They're not.
I know, not at all. So like I'm just going back to the taco thing. But I was trying to come up with some whimsical thing that started with a T, and you heard it here first, guys. Trout is
Talk to
whimsical.
Giuseppe.
Yeah, so Giuseppe is how are you handling this as kind of the days and weeks pass? She's trying to treat you well, you'll notice actually she is engaging you more. She didn't used to really give you much attention, but now it's very much so a lot more sibling-like, or kind of like a younger cousin, where like she'll give you advice, she'll help you with, like homework or whatever, right? She'll try to kind of be there for you as someone who's reliable. But does Giuseppe accept that, or is it too painful?
No. He definitely accepts it. But sometimes, he like stares at her too long, or like he'll blush a little bit sometimes when like she's trying to help him. And sometimes because Giuseppe's like a prodigy, right? Like he
Yeah.
knows what's going on. So
Yeah, he may be 14, but he's not. He's here because he's excels.
and like, he doesn't know what's going on, so that she'll like come and help him a little bit.
Hell yeah!
And yeah.
That
So
little sly dog. Okay, no.
but he knows that
Yeah.
he's just hoping that after puberty he'll become really handsome and that she'll change his mind. Oh, sorry, that she'll change her mind. Anyway,
Oh my God.
so yeah.
I love it. We will say this is going to be like a 4-year story, so we will have that like awkward moment where like summer passes, Giuseppe comes back and he's suddenly a 10 and you're like,
Hey
what?
guys.
His voice is like 2 octaves
Like,
lower.
hey, how's it going?
Hi Xanther. Wait, that's Giuseppe?
Oh my God. But yeah. Is there any other scene someone would like to do very briefly before we head out? Do you want to do the Quintilius scene?
Oh yeah, that's gonna be brief. That's gonna be great.
Oh no. That makes me so much more nervous for it. I don't know why. But yeah. So would you like to set the scene for us, Trent?
Yeah. After we're just like leaving from a Friday thing, Syntax is gonna be like, Quintilius, can you take me back to the dorms?
He's like, oh, sure, why not? And he'll be rolling you back, and then he'll say, I hear rumor that you now have a suit that can kind of make it so you don't have to use this chair anymore?
In a sense, that's not what I want to talk about, though. I want to talk about you.
Okay, that's not blunt at all. And he'll keep rolling the chair.
Do you remember what I said about you that night that we can't talk about? Syntax is facing forward, smirking, just like stupid shit at your face that you can't see.
You can feel like, because he's pushing your
Yeah.
so you feel like the slightest like jolt as he absolutely remembers, but then he's just like, I don't know, so much happened that night.
And this is the other problem. All the issues that I have with you, which is that you're egotistical, headstrong, you don't put others first in some situations, and you annoy me greatly at times. But
he'll interrupt and he'll be like, be careful. Keep in mind I'm pushing this wheelchair. I could easily slip. And he like pretends to like move you towards like the grass or whatever. And then he's like, I kid. Sort of.
I thought you were incredibly annoying that first day that you blunted up on the stage and had to be the center of attention.
Okay, so, I was saying it as a joke, but like, get to your point here, please.
Push me over, see what happens.
He obviously doesn't. He just keeps going.
At the same time, you're confident and very hardworking, and I do think you're incredibly cute. I don't like to play coy. So, you can tell me how you feel about me and we can be honest, and then I can tell you where we're going.
What? Emerson is like, already? I love this. Quintilius will be wheeling you back, and he'll well, I find you to be abrasive and quite frankly blunt to the point of insulting. You lack the ability to pick up the most simple social cues, and you're overtly a bully. But yeah, I think you're pretty cute too, unfortunately, despite my best attempts to believe otherwise.
You don't have to hide the fact. I know I'm incredibly hot.
He scoffs a little bit. It's like, yes, and the other half of you is made of metal, so it kind of balances itself out now, doesn't it? Let's not get too big in our breeches, shall we?
So what do you want to do about
and
this?
he'll like poke the tip of your horn a little bit. He's like, you are cute enough. So
We don't have to talk anymore. But you can either drop me off at my dorm and I'll go inside and we can continue just to be friends, or you can take me to your room and we'll see what happens from there.
He doesn't say anything else,
Nope.
but you
He
get
doesn't have
the
to.
feeling
Syntax
that
won't
he's
either.
not
We've
taking
got like
you to
5
his
minutes
room.
of awkward.
Yeah, he says nothing. It's super awkward, but he absolutely wheels you to his room. And yeah.
Okay, great. What happens behind closed doors
Yeah,
is no one
fade
else's
to black.
business. Oh my god.
Wow.
I don't think that would work.
I will say, the next day he acts like absolutely nothing happened.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, it's
Syntax doesn't tell anyone in the
absolutely
group.
it's absolutely not a relationship, but it's
So
like friends with
funny.
benefits. Like it's
Oh yeah.
absolutely yeah. Yeah, it's not healthy.
Amazing.
Nope.
Yeah, there's no emotional
Yeah.
intimacy. It's kind of
Yep.
like he kind of hates you, but he like doesn't, but he does.
Yeah.
You know.
Syntax kind of hates him, and sometimes we'll give him a look, and then offer and
Yeah.
ask if Quintilius will wheel him back to his room.
Yep. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Cool.
Great, we're on the same page
Yeah.
about that horrible relationship.
Yeah. Partying hard, guys. Or hardly partying. I'm kidding. What that clockwork do? Oh my god.
Well done.
You really wheeling your cog? Oh, God, the worst.
Oh my god.
I actually unplugged my headphones because I reacted too vigorously. That was a weird
Could make
way
a
to
joke
word
just
that.
with that, but
I know.
yeah.
I said that and I was like, and I walked into that one. But oh my god, Alexa, why? Why?
I told you it was going to be a quick scene.
That was amazing. Okay, well, now that dynamic is a thing, I love that this is right after you're like, he doesn't need to know things.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, it's great. It's some good shit. Okay, so next session, we will do the gymnastics sequence scene. And then we are going to be moving on to kind of think like the like week or two before finals, kind of the big crunch review session for the semester. And that's where we will dive back into things, okay?
Yes.
And yeah. My cat
see who
is
dies.
attacking the wheel of my chair. So
Is that what that noise was?
yeah, the little jingling. Yeah, she has a bell collar because I will lose her otherwise. Because she's just a little black void. So if I can't hear her, I will not know that she's like in a closet when I close the door. So, you know. She really likes the new place. It's nice. She's exploring and doing all that stuff. Got the zoomies through the whole place. It was super cute. But then my sister showed up. And how dare her show up at her own apartment. The audacity. Just wait for Emily's racist dog. It's gonna be really rough. Get it? Rough? Haha. Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.
No, I know. I was gonna just end it with that. No. So
See you next. Oh,
yeah, I am just gonna do that little blurb of please join us next time around, next Tuesday. We start at 7:30 unless something else arises, which then is 8:30, but which has been kind of common recently, but it shouldn't be anymore. The hope is to start at 7:30 and go to 11:30 at the latest. We are going to dive back into more of the narrative. Yes, Emily is a national treasure, I agree. But my cat right now does not agree. My cat is the one who does not agree. And yes, Tucker is a racially motivated pupper. Oh, Emily has a story. Hold on.
If it makes you feel any better, since he was racist to Jerry, Tucker has become quite chubby, and I have to put him on a diet so he doesn't get treats anymore. So I don't know. No more treats for the racist pup. I mean, I feel like this is good news.
Yeah, he did kind of surprisingly like
I don't even know how we didn't change really anything. He's just all of a sudden
metabolism.
his metabolism. Now he's an adult dog. He's no longer a little puppy, so he's getting fat. Getting
He's pleasantly plump.
little sausage boy. So working on it. Anyway.
Yeah.
what a way to end this session.
But yeah, also because what? Because what? What was I saying? Well, I guess I don't know. So, see you guys later. See you again in a week. You guys are awesome. Thank you for watching, and have a good one. We will dive back into narrative, even though all of this has been very exciting. Yeah, have a good one, everyone. Make good choices. Woo.
Make
We'll
saucy
see.
choices.
Or that.
Make interesting
Ooh.
choices.
Make the ones that advance the plot in the
See
most
ya
interesting
next.
direction.
Exactly. See you next Tuesday.
Okay, see you guys.
Yeah, I almost said